Hello. Right, ancient Greece used to have these big public meetings to discuss the big issues of the day, and I think in a way it's not being too grandiose of me to say that the comments box of my YouTube videos is basically the successor to that.
This guy must be a alien or something.
I do appreciate your comments, by the way, they are fantastic. Andrew Finn, random comment. I've never seen Owen wearing a suit. I did this just for you, Andrew, and I also have to go to an event later, but, you know, it was partly inspired by you. Michael Willett. Hello, Michael. Owen, I voted for Jeremy Corbyn based on my passion for a tieless society. Where do you stand on the tie? Ambivalent. Spillage93. Hello, Spillage. What do you think of the idea of a basic citizen's income, Owen? Well, what Spillage is referring to there is that as a basic right of being a citizen, that you get a certain amount of money each month, that you, whether you're in work or out of work, it replaces job seekers' allowance and so on. People on both left and right have supported this idea. And what that means is it takes on the stigmatisation of people, for example, who are unemployed, who rely on benefits. It means, we all pay in and we all get something out of the welfare state. It gives us some stability and security with existence. If you're self-employed, it gives you a bit of, a basic safety net, so you can go out and take risks, that sort of thing. The welfare state's come under a little attack and transforming it in a different way. I'm very attracted to the idea. The problem is, I don't think yet we've worked out how to make it workable. The people who are specialists on this, they did a big report. They came up with research which suggested it could leave the poorest poorer. Now, if someone of my beliefs, then the one thing I do not want to do is make poor people poorer. So we've got to find, if we can make it workable, yes, we're not there yet. Spiritual insanity. Hello. You never read my comments out, Owen, but don't worry, I take that as a compliment. Juliet Solomon. Hello, Juliet. You get ever more self-satisfied, self-centred and boring. Pity as your heart is or was in the right place. I suppose there, though, what you're trying to say is, could I get even more self-satisfied, self-centred and boring? I'm an aspirational sort of guy, so... Jonathan Page. Hello, Jonathan. Owen, I'm in favour of a higher minimum wage, but out of interest, do you know how many jobs would be lost if it was £10? Would it cause a real problem or not? Now, people like myself have been arguing for a long time to increase the minimum wage, because that will reduce the amount we spend on tax credits, but has all sorts of other reasons, things driving it. For example, we're one of the most personally indebted nations in the world, and that's partly because we're a low-wage economy where workers, to keep up their living standards, take on huge amounts of debt. That's really bad for our economy. But also, when low-paid workers get extra money in their pockets, they tend to go out and spend it, which is good for the economy, good for local businesses and so on. When rich people get a... Do you want to get down? Only if you behave yourself. When rich people get a tax cut, they tend to, put it in a offshore tax haven account, for example. There's one bit of research which suggested a higher minimum wage could be good for jobs on the basis people are spending money, and that's good for the economy. For me, you need to help small businesses. I think that's definitely the case. And there's lots of things we can do there. Freezing business rates, for example. Whether it be the fact at the moment, obviously, the richest in society often don't pay their taxes, and that puts small businesses at a competitive disadvantage. If you're a small coffee shop up against a massive international coffee chain who aren't paying their taxes, then that puts you in a very difficult position as well. Also, small businesses struggle to get often loans from banks. So I think there's lots of things that can be done to improve the lot of small businesses. But at the same time, I do think it's good for the economy and for the taxpayer and for the worker if we have a wage in which people can live. And I do think actually one day we'll look back at the idea, imagine you could get up in the morning and slog your guts out for your family. You don't have a wage in which you can live. I think that's, I think we'll look back in shock at that. Right, thanks for that, everyone. Great comments as ever. Some obviously pretty upsetting to go through, but I'm a strong man. Do keep the comments coming, keep the debate coming. Subscribe if you want to, but it'd be nice if you did, and I will see you next time.